The Galactic Council had been very specific. No weapons of any kind were permitted aboard Station Nexus 7. The enforcement was absolute: molecular scanners, quantum detectors, and AI systems that could identify potential weapons from subatomic signatures. For 300 cycles, the station had maintained perfect peace among the dozens of species that conducted trade and diplomacy within its gleaming corridors. Then, humanity arrived. Ambassador Zex Thara of the Vorthak Collective watched through the observation deck as the human shuttle docked. The creatures were relatively new to galactic society, having achieved faster-than-light travel only recently. Their reputation, however, preceded them. The humans had a disturbing tendency to weaponize everything. "Full scans completed," announced Security Chief Mortok, his forearms manipulating the holographic displays with practiced efficiency. "No weapons detected. Standard personal effects only. Clothing, data tablets, and what appears to be a food storage container." Zexathera relaxed slightly. Perhaps these humans could be civilized after all. The human delegation consisted of 3 individuals: Ambassador Sarah Chen, military advisor Colonel Jake Morrison, and Dr. Elena Vasquez, their chief scientist. They moved through the scanning checkpoints with calm efficiency, their strange binocular vision taking in every detail of the station's security measures. "Welcome to Station Nexus 7, Zexathera greeted them in perfect standard galactic. "I trust you understand our weapons prohibition?" Ambassador Chen smiled, an expression that still unnerved many alien species with its display of predatory teeth. "Perfectly understood. We come in peace, seeking only trade and mutual understanding." The negotiations began smoothly. Humanity offered rare Earth elements and innovative technologies in exchange for quantum computing matrices and exotic matter. All seemed routine until the 3rd day, when the Krell hegemony delegation began making increasingly aggressive demands. War Chief Thoknar, a massive reptilian creature standing 3 meters tall, slammed his scaled fist on the negotiation table. "Humans, your species will provide tribute to the hegemony or face the consequences." The other delegations shifted, nervously. The Krell were known for their barely contained violence, kept in check only by the station's weapon restrictions. They had been spoiling for a fight since losing their last territorial expansion to a coalition of smaller species. Ambassador Chen remained calm. "I'm afraid that's not acceptable, War Chief." "Then you will regret your defiance." Thoknar's voice boomed through the chamber. "When we leave this station, we will follow your pathetic ships and—" "Actually," Colonel Morrison interrupted, standing slowly and walking to the side table where his personal effects were stored. "I think there's been a misunderstanding." He picked up his lunchbox. It was an ordinary-looking metal container, roughly rectangular, with a simple latching mechanism. The kind of thing human children might carry sandwiches in. Security had barely glanced at it during screening. "You see," Morrison continued conversationally, "humans have this saying, necessity is the mother of invention. And right now, I feel a strong necessity to explain why threatening my people is inadvisable." The colonel opened the lunchbox and removed a sandwich wrapped in clear polymer. As he unwrapped it, he began speaking to the room. "Weapon number 1. He held up the polymer wrap. "In Earth's atmosphere, this creates an excellent garrote, nearly invisible, incredibly strong when twisted. Of course, in this station's atmosphere mixture, it becomes even more effective due to the increased molecular tension." Several delegates gasped. Morrison continued removing items from the lunch container. "Weapon number 2. He produced a small metal spoon. The edges can be sharpened on any rough surface. The handle provides excellent grip. Puncture wounds to specific anatomical weak points that I've observed during our stay here." Dr. Vasquez watched with fascination as her colleague continued his demonstration. As a xenobiologist, she had been quietly studying the physiological vulnerabilities of every species present. "Weapon number 3. Morrison lifted a small salt packet. "Sodium chloride, highly irritating to most non-human optical organs in this room. Effective blinding agent when propelled with sufficient force." War Chief Thoknar began to look uncertain. Weapon number 4. A thermos bottle appeared. Excellent club. The vacuum insulation makes it surprisingly durable. The narrow neck concentrates impact force wonderfully. Weapon number 5. Morrison produced what appeared to be string from around the sandwich. Dental floss. See weapon number 1, but with the added advantage of being virtually undetectable. The human's voice remained conversational, almost cheerful, as he continued. Weapon number 6. The metal lunch container itself. Sharp corners, substantial weight, excellent for bludgeoning or slashing. Weapon number 7. He lifted an apple. Solid, dense fruit. Effective projectile, especially targeting those large cranial air sacs I've noticed on Krell anatomy. Thoknar took an involuntary step backward. Weapon number 8. Morrison held up a small ice pack. Contains chemicals that become highly caustic when the inner seal is broken. Weapon number 9. He gestured to his own hands. These. Humans are persistence predators, War Chief. We're built for endurance combat. The room had fallen completely silent. And weapon number 10. Morrison smiled the same predatory smile as Ambassador Chen. My brain. 3 days of observation, and I can tell you exactly how to disable or kill every species in this room using only the contents of a lunch container. He began placing the items back in the box with careful precision. The fascinating thing about humans, Dr. Vasquez added helpfully, is that we see tools everywhere. That decorative sculpture? Excellent. Mace. The table we're sitting at? The legs make outstanding spears. Your own ceremonial armor, War Chief? I count at least 15 ways it could be turned against you. Ambassador Chen leaned forward. Now then, shall we return to our trade negotiations? I believe we were discussing quantum computing matrices. War Chief Thoknar stared at the closed lunchbox for a long moment, then slowly returned to his seat. When he spoke again, his voice was considerably more respectful. Perhaps the hegemony was too hasty in its demands. Later, as the human delegation prepared to depart, Security Chief Mortok approached Ambassador Chen privately. Your people are concerning, he admitted. Chen nodded thoughtfully. We prefer to think of ourselves as resourceful. You see, Chief, you can ban weapons, but you can't ban imagination, and humans have quite a lot of that. As their shuttle departed Station Nexus 7, Zexathara watched from the observation deck once again. The security scanners had been right. The humans had brought no weapons aboard. They hadn't needed to. The following week, the Galactic Council issued a new regulation. All meals aboard Station Nexus 7 would henceforth be provided in soft, biodegradable containers. The humans, they noted, had not objected to this change.